Everybody, Paul at Patriot Business Finance Consultants. Guess what? I've been looking forward to this all week long. I have my friend Bockarie Jombar right here. Serial entrepreneur, public speaker, retired United States Marine Corps veteran, real
Hoorah.
estate investor, owns multiple online stores. Follow his IG, Sky Legacy Financial Services. Follow him on that. From there, you'll get every other way to contact him. Listen, like I said, we've been talking for at least 20 minutes before we started to record. And I wish I would have recorded that, because what you guys are going to get tonight and what we're here to deliver for you is business information, knowledge, hope, and inspiration, and how to break through to get to where you need to be. It's difficult when you're down. It's difficult if you don't have a vision of what can be, or you don't believe what can be. But the truth is, it is possible. Let me tell you how I met you first before we jump into the questions, all right?
Sure.
I'm on the Clubhouse app. I'm in a business room. We're talking. It's a good room. Then who comes off mic? Bockarie. And I turned my head. I was like, hold on a second. What he said just inspired me. And we connected. We talked. We become friends. And I asked him to do this interview in the hopes that it can inspire and help people to get into business. It's okay to be a W-2 employee. It is. It truly
That's
is.
right.
You can be
That it
wealthy
is.
from that respect. And wealth doesn't come from money. It comes from spiritual peace, happiness, and love. Let's get that out. And Boccarie's going to touch on that as well. Let's dive right into it. You ready?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Love you, dude. You're awesome. Okay, like I said, well qualified to talk on this subject. Bockarie,
Yes, sir.
who are you? What motivates you?
Who am I? I'm a servant of humanity. My attitude is servitude. You know, what motivates me is love. Love is the superpower. I love people. You know, I've been blessed to be a humanitarian, to be a philanthropist, you know, and I believe that when humanity is spiritually, physically, and financially well, in all of those three major tiers of their life, then they'll experience heaven on earth. And my mission is for everyone to live their divine purpose here in this earth, for them to be happy, for them to have peace, love, you know, and to be able to experience the fullness of life. Because once people tap into their greatness and who they really are and start seeing themselves as the creator created them, as the great person that they are, outside of all the lies that have been put in their head because of what's been said to them, you know, negatively in their adolescent years and their adult years, you know, that is really not who you really are. You know, you are created in the creator's, the divine, the supreme creator's image. And that means that you are a person of greatness. There's greatness inside of you. And that's what I want to see people do. I want to see them live in their greatness.
That's incredible, dude. That's the best. You inspire me as a person. I was already an
All
inspired person,
praises,
but
man.
a
I
happy
give
person.
thanks.
But sincerely, the conversations we've had, you're on a mission. You do good.
Yes, absolutely.
And the words that you talk inspire people. On Clubhouse, they inspire people. Your Instagram posts, everybody watching this, I'm telling you again, IG, Sky Legacy Financial Services. Just watch the videos. Let me know. You'll know once you watch them. What about your experience as a United States Marine? How has that
Yes.
shaped your life?
Well, it has instilled in me leadership. It has definitely brought out of me the leadership that was inside of me. It just pretty much refined it, you know, because before I was in the wrong position of leadership. I was leading people to destruction, you know, but when my mindset had shifted, I got on the righteous path and my mindset has shifted towards helping humanity instead of hurting humanity and making our world more beautiful than it was before I entered into it. And so the Marine Corps, when I went inside of the Marine Corps, what they did was they seen the leadership in me and they put me in leadership position. And I started living what I was divinely appointed to do. And that was to lead people down an upright path and to teach them how to be their best self.
Excellent. So for a person who's not joined the military,
yes,
specifically United States Marine Corps, my business partner's a Marine. I mean, we know that's the best. Don't take no offense to anybody else, but okay. Put the plug out there. But
hoorah.
There you go. So outside, for a person who has not been there, let's say you got the guy, the kid walking down the street. He sees nothing but potential, maybe gang life. You've got the kid, you got the 20-something person who's working a regular job, unhappy. The truth is, inside of us, everybody wants to be a business owner. I mean, I think so. Let me rephrase that. My dad was a steel worker. He was happy. He didn't want to be a business owner, so I'm gonna have to take that back. But most people do. But for the person, a kid who's got these options, his parents didn't speak to him and tell him, you can do this. He had nobody to inspire him or motivate him.
Yes.
20-something-year-old, 30, 40, 50-year-old, right? For a person who's never had that idea put in front of them that you can do this, you can build a 10, 50, I mean, the SBA defines a small business as less than $50 million in sales. That's a small business, all right? But other, people widely think that if I made $1 million business, I got it. No, you don't, because you're only going to net profit will be maybe 300,000. Then you got to pay out of the profit. That's not your net profit, right? So, but for that person who's never had inspiration, motivation, or doesn't think there's anything that they can do to bring themselves out of where they're at and make a lot more income to help their family, to leave money to not just their kids, but their grandkids, to pay for college generations in advance, right? What would you say to that person?
Well, I would say to them that, yes, you can do it. And the reason why I say that is because I personally didn't come from a background of wealth. And you have to believe in yourself. I believe that we have examples before us, and we just have to listen to those who testify about their humble beginnings in life, those who did not come from wealth. Like a gentleman by the name of Eric Thomas, another gentleman by the name of Les Brown, right? Who didn't come from. You got another person like Grant Cardone, who was homeless and who had a drug problem, and now he's a multimillionaire. All the gentlemen that I mentioned are multimillionaires. So when you have people like that who come from a background like that, that should let you know that it's humanly possible. Why not you then? Just like myself, I came from welfare, right? My mother gave me away to my grandmother. My father told me at the age of 5 that he didn't want to see me anymore. But I have this divine gift of unwavering faith and belief in myself and who and what I am. And regardless of what has transpired in my life, I know who and what I am. And see, you have to know who and what you are, no matter who says it to you. It's going to be your faith. So a man and woman believe in their heart, so are they. If you believe that you are a failure, then you will live like a failure. But if you believe that you are a person of greatness, and you are, and you're not lying to yourself, okay? What's been said to you, the opposite of your greatness, is a lie. Now that's the lie. Because you're fearfully and wonderfully made, regardless of how you was treated when you was younger. If you've been molested and that happened to me as a child, okay? Regardless if you've been told that you're ugly, okay? No, you're not. The reason why you believe that you are, because doubt cometh by hearing, just like faith does. And so because of those words being spoken to you and constantly being spoken to you, and people who you love and people who you trusted said that about you, you believe those lies. What the teacher said, what that relative said, what the so-called friend said. What you have to do now is detox your mind from those toxic things that were said about you. See, what's happened is your mind has been poisoned by doubt. You've been intoxicated with doubt. You've been intoxicated with fear. And you have to detox yourself from those things that are contrary to the person of greatness that you are. You are greater than the less than things that they said to you.
Wow. Tell me about what we talked about before I hit record, which was looking yourself in the mirror. After you're aware of this, after you know it, you're coming from the point where you've been beat down, you don't have a dream, you get a dream, you get an idea, and you're like, I can buy a pizza shop and make a lot of money. I can open a restaurant, I can be a real estate investor, and I can own multiple online stores, and I can be a public speaker just like you.
That's right.
After you get them beyond the point and you open the brain up, and they're like, I can do this. Tell me what you said about looking in the mirror, because they know that you've done it. They know that other people, you've given examples, and there's, I don't know, 30, 40 million examples of this.
Absolutely.
We don't even know their names, who've come from nowhere and have built big things. So after they've opened their brain up and they know that it's possible, what about looking in the mirror and realizing whose responsibility it is? You said it so well earlier.
Yes, once you have the examples before you of individuals that were in the position that you're in, that means that it's humanly possible. So now there is no way that you can think that you can't, as a human, accomplish it, because if another human has done it, that means it's humanly possible, right?
Yeah, right.
So now what you're dealing with now is yourself. The mirror of truth now. Now the reflection is coming back to you, and the only thing you're left with now is doubting yourself. It is you doubting yourself. Okay, I came from welfare, right? I came from a broken family, right? Some of you may be in the same situation. Some of you may have experienced some traumatic things that I did not even mention, okay? But now if you have a person who has experienced traumatic things and they were raped, they were molested, they were fatherless, they were parentless, okay? All type of traumatic things happen to them and they're successful, that leaves you without an excuse. Now the truth is that you're doubting yourself. The truth is you don't believe in you. And that's what's keeping you going forward in life, is the doubt of your ability that you actually do have. It's not that you don't have it. It's just that doubt is keeping you from using the abilities that you have. Oh, yes, it's there. And I know it's hard for you to see it because of the mist of lies that's blocking your vision of your true self. That's what you have to get rid of, my friend, is the mindset that you have about yourself. It's an illusion. It is not true. It is a lie. And you have to stop lying to yourself, telling yourself, well, I can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Exactly. Okay. Tell me if you agree with this statement, because once they've got to that point to where they recognize, yes, I can, there's got to be a plan. There's got to be steps. You got to get up, make your bed. You got to do the dishes, be good. If you're in that low of a position, if you're beat down, do all the basics. And then when you're building the business, in my opinion, look for mentors who've done it. Talk to them because they'll talk to you. Ask people. Clubhouse is a great
Absolutely.
resource. LinkedIn is an incredible resource. Figure out what you want to do,
Hmm.
and you got to kind of love it. If you're going to own a manufacturing company, you love manufacturing. You don't. If you love restaurant business, get into the restaurant business. But how do you do it? There is a game plan. There are steps to take, and I think it's simply taking those steps and doing them. And if it doesn't work the first time, do it. Don't ever give up. Tweak
Hmm.
it, adjust, readjust, do it again. Ask for help. There's all types of people along the way who will help you. Would you
That's
agree
true.
with that? And can you add to it?
Absolutely. You know, along my way, I've had people that have poured into me. I didn't get here on my own. You know, it was gentlemen like yourself and others prior to you that took out their time to mentor myself. You have not because you ask not.
Mm.
I got help because I asked for help. You know, the door won't be open because you're not knocking. You know, so you have to ask for help. You have to humble yourself. He that humbles himself shall be exalted. You have to humble yourself and recognize I need assistance.
Mm-hmm.
My own wife helped me. My own wife put financial literature in my hand. You understand what I'm saying? I asked her, quote, like, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? What does this mean? You know, and what it did was it opened up the doorway to a plethora of financial information that helped us to be in the position that we're in on today.
So it's making a plan, connecting with people who are willing to help. And there's so many more people who are willing to help you than I think people even recognize or realize.
Mm-hmm.
Forming partnerships. I tell people quite a bit of the time, we work with existing and startup businesses, but there's a lot of times, Bockarie, that people who have an idea or a vision and they want to do something, the truth is, startup financing, it's money down. You got that's what you got to do. There's no other way around it. So when somebody's hopeless and they say, I don't have it or I don't have the credit, here's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of ways that we here at Patriot Business Finance Consultants counsel people. Joint ventureships, partnerships, flip 3 or 4 or 5 houses, make profit, keep all the profit. If you've got the credit but not the down payment, get somebody who does. If they've got the credit, you've got the money down. Do that. Build a chunk of cash and then build what you can build. I think there's so many easy ways to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Partnerships, joint ventureships, people investing into you. There are people who will invest their time and effort into you with no expectation of anything in return. They
Mm-hmm.
just want to give the info because they want to. Um, yeah, I think that's a lot of ways that people can start businesses because I believe that lots of people think wrongly. I really have nothing. I'm barely making it. I'm working this $15 an hour job. I'm barely making ends meet. How
Mm-hmm.
can I afford to invest anything into anything? How can I buy something to resell if I don't have anything to buy it with? Look, study, read books by smart people, see what they've done, and repeat it. It can be created, things
That's
can
right.
be created almost out of thin air. Not really out of thin air, but pretty much basically almost out of thin air. I think things can be created. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for. Tell us about your businesses with an S, because you have more than one business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's incredible. That's really what I want people who watch this video to hear and understand. You're a public speaker. You're a
Mm-hmm.
real estate investor.
That's
You
right.
are you own multiple online stores. And
Yes.
in your words, you came from nothing.
Oh, yeah,
No,
absolutely.
let me repeat it. Nobody comes from nothing. You came from no financial backing.
Yes.
So please tell us about your businesses.
Yes, well, as you stated, my wife and I were real estate investors. We have several properties in 3 different states. Additionally, we're life insurance advisors. We have, as you had mentioned earlier, Sky Legacy Financial Services, LLC, where we help families to create and to transfer wealth. So we provide families with the financial tools that they need in order for them to build a financial shelter for generations. And we have our e-commerce store, where it's a retail store where we deal with health and beauty products, women's clothing, men's clothing. We have accessories for men and women as well. And so that's what had blessed us. We started it in 2018, but we actually went full blown with the e-commerce business in 2020, which was perfect timing because of what had transpired. We all know what happened with the pandemic. And so we provided quality products that individuals needed during that time, PPE during that time, which would help us to be able to come out the gate making literally, 6 figures, consistently since that time, since 2020, up to date right now, where we're working on another good year of high 6 figures again. So yeah, man, that's what we do. And we help families with life insurance too, so families won't have to, continue to do the fundraisers. It's a very inexpensive tool for families to create and transfer wealth, man. It breaks my heart, man. We got into the business, if I can share that very briefly, why we went into life insurance, is because we actually had to bury our father out of our own pocket, and that cost us $10,000. Okay. And so that money could have been used for, another investment property. We could have used it to invest, to grow wealth, and we had to come out of our pockets. And not everybody have that type of cash, laying around is not common, for people to have that much money, So with that being said, we could have saved ourselves 10 grand had we just been paying a monthly premium, and we wouldn't have been concerned about that. And some people don't have any money at all to bury their loved ones, so it doesn't even cost a whole lot, $50 a month, depending on, how old you are, your health, and you can literally leave your family 6 to 7 figures. And that's no lie. I'm a licensed life insurance advisor, and I'm here to help you and your family to create and transfer wealth, and a lot of people don't know about cash value life insurance. And that's what we provide, it's where it has a high interest bearing savings account that's attached to it, where you're able to grow your money tax-free according to tax code 7702A, where you're able to get compounded interest on your money annually. You don't have to be concerned about an early withdrawal penalty fee, or you have to be concerned about collateral, and that's just something that, you can leave your family as well. That's the cherry on top, is leaving your family wealth. And they don't have to be concerned about a financial burden, because you as the breadwinner was contributing. Now the family, you passed away. Now they're grieving over losing you. And now they're grieving because even more because they don't have the financial resources. So, we're here to help you out.
I don't mean to sound funny when I say this, because I hope it doesn't sound funny, but you're blessing them on the way out the door. I mean, it's relieves pressure, and it provides for. So
absolutely, absolutely.
Please, you know what the IG is, Sky Legacy Financial Services on IG. Connect with him for life insurance. Life insurance is absolutely an important thing for all of us.
Yes, it is. It really
is a real
is.
thing.
It surely is. You had Walt Disney used it, help save him out of the situation he was in. So many others, the owner of McDonald's and numerous others, even the Roth, even them.
Well,
Rockefellers, as well, so They, so I mean, think about it. It's like success leaves clues, man.
Success leaves clues.
Those
Yeah.
are some very, very wealthy people, and that's what they have, So, I believe again, it will financial education, because if you leave it into the wrong hands, it will never be generational wealth. The legacy will never continue. So what I encourage you all to do is to get financially educated, because that's what helped me to retire at 39. Okay. I literally retired at 39 years old, and you may say, well, you work in other businesses, it's an option, and first of all, I know that for me to be a multi-millionaire, I need multiple streams of income. You know what I'm saying? So, again, success leaves clues, right? So I don't know of any wealthy people that never had multiple streams of income coming in. They never just did just one thing. They had real estate. They were in, they dealt with the stock market. They dealt with trading. You understand? So I just learned that. They have businesses. Again. So learn financial strategies, apply those strategies. And I believe it's the implementation of the right information that will bring transformation to your life. So if you want to get there, because note takers are not money makers, that's not true, because you can write it down, but if you never apply what you wrote down, and knowledge within itself is not power, because if you don't apply it, it won't do you any good. So, taking notes, learning is not good enough. What got me where I am today is I applied what I learned from those who are wealthy, that actually mentored me and taught me.
Yeah, get up and do it. You have to. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is knowledge. You need the other half to get to the goal. You need action.
That's right.
You got it. I got a bunch of good ones for you, man. This is incredible. How would you inspire and motivate people to be business owners? Might have asked you this in a different configuration earlier, but maybe give me just a couple lines. How would you inspire and motivate people? What do you say to them right now? You got somebody right in front of you right now. You're talking to them. What do you say to them, Bockarie?
Well, I approach that differently, because to me, it's a calling. Just like, a judge, a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, those occupations, to me, they're ministries, they're callings. You're called to do those things, because everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur. I'm just not one of those people who are going to sit up here and lie, no, it's not for everybody. Everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur. So I would say to those who have that burning passion to be, it's to follow your heart, man. Follow your heart, learn, apply, then you can earn, learn how to properly structure your business, learn about taxes. Okay. A lot of people are so afraid of taxes. They don't need to fear the IRS when you're paying your taxes. It's very simple. I'm not afraid of the IRS because I pay my taxes. You know what I'm saying? So what are you afraid of? You learn the tax laws, you abide by the tax laws, and you're fine. It's just like I never fear seeing a cop because I'm not breaking the law. Right. So don't worry about that, man. Learn it, apply it, and you're going to be fine. Just that simple.
It is that simple.
Yes, man. Just learn how business works, learn about business credit, and, just like, you could get with Paul about that, he could teach you very well in that regard. In fact, my wife and I consult him as well, about funding, things of that nature, so just, ask the questions, man, ask the questions, learn what you need to do to structure your business appropriately, make sure that before you register your business name that you get with the Secretary of State, find out if your name is available first, because a lot of people don't know this. You could get sued if you have somebody else's name, so you want to make sure that you actually register your business, because if you're not registered with the state, you're not considered to be a legal entity. That's why some people didn't get the EIDL money or the PPP money, You know, and that's why some of them got in trouble, because they was lying too. You understand? You know, so again, you know, do it the right way. You know, you don't have to be concerned about that. You know, I would just encourage you to find out how to structure it. You know, you get with Paul, you know, he'll help you to learn how to scale your business up to get the working capital that you need, you know, in order for you to be able to stay in business, man. You know, as long as you got the working capital, you got a good plan, you know, you got a good work ethic, you got the right team, you understand, you understand bookkeeping, and there's a lot of moving parts with business that, you know, a lot of people don't really think about. There's more to it than a brand, and you just hear a lot about brand, you know. Yes, that plays an intricate part, of course, because people won't take you serious if you don't have appropriate branding, if you're not marketing properly. Yes, you're absolutely right. However, if your business is not structured properly, okay, then yes, be afraid, be very afraid, because it will topple. But when you got a solid foundation, then you already know it's going to stand the test of time.
Very powerful what you just said. And you made me think of something while you're speaking. Become a subject matter expert. If you're going to be a dentist, you have to go to school and you got to be a subject matter expert on dentistry. If you're going to be a heart surgeon, you're a subject matter expert on that. If you're going to be you name it, whatever. But if you're going to go into business, you have to be a subject matter expert on that. Mm-hmm. And when you said build a team, yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy a pizza shop, you hire an accountant, because you're not, I mean, we hire accountants and attorneys because we're not attorneys and we're not accountants. But forming a team, you form the experts that you need. You don't even have to pay them full time. You pay them on call as needed. But I love what you said. To me, what I was hearing was become an expert on the subject, and then take action steps, and it works out. Mm-hmm. It just works out. Mm-hmm. Like when you're restoring a car, if you know how to, because me and my business partner, we love old muscle cars, right? I have a 1970 Cutlass. When you're rebuilding it, if you know how to do it, if you don't, learn how to do it from your dad or somebody before you do it yourself. But once you know how to do it, you build it, and all of a sudden it's beautiful, shiny, and running good. So
absolutely. I totally agree. You know, and that's what I would tell them. You know, if you want to do it, just learn how to do it right. Learn what that entails in that particular industry that you're seeking to be an entrepreneur in, because as we all know, there's various occupations that's out there, you know, various industries that you can venture in, you know, whatever it is, man, you find your subject matter expert, you know, in that arena, and you ask him or her to mentor you. You know, be willing to invest in yourself. Stop looking at everything as a bill, because if you keep looking at it like that, you'll never be a successful entrepreneur, because you have to invest in yourself, you know, and when you do that, you know, you're helping to empower yourself. And as a CEO, you know, you're the one that is responsible for the success of the business. Now, of course, you know, again, you know, if you're looking to be a franchise, like Walmart, McDonald's, Burger King's, obviously, you're not going to be able to do that by yourself. In fact, even if you know, having a home-based business, you still need people on your team. You still need a CTA, which is certified tax accountant, or CPA, certified public accountant, you know, so, you know, you still want to get these individuals in your corner. Okay, bookkeeping, and why? Because you may get audited, right? You know, so again, that's the reason why I'm telling you this, is more to being an entrepreneur than what a lot of people are presenting out here today. People want to just give you the glory, but they're not telling you the backdrop story of what it entails to be an entrepreneur in real life.
It's a lot. It's
you know,
yeah, it's quite a bit, isn't it? Takes a lot of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a lot to it. because when you're going to get loans, it's different when you're self-employed than being a W-2 employee. You know, you need to know that. You need to know about that if your business is not making enough monies, and even if it's not, what I'm getting ready to say as it relates to a personal guarantor, right? You know, you still want to make sure your credit. So don't believe the hype about what you're hearing about. Oh, you know, you have to be. That's not true. Your interest rate, and Paul can testify to this. Your personal guarantee, even though you know you may be getting business credit, you know they still going to look at your credits. Why? They don't know you. They do not know you. You see what I'm saying? Your credit is your credibility. And the banks want to know why, because if you're paying on your personal bills, then that means you're going to pay them their money. So again, your mindset has to shift. You have to go from being a worker bee, okay, to being a queen bee, you know, as it relates to business.
Love it, dude. This is the best. This is excellent. This is going to change somebody out there. That's going to give a perspective to somebody that they can. That's what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you know it. I've said it 3 times, but everybody who's watching this video, I need you to go to Sky Legacy Financial Services on Instagram. You can connect with Bockarie there. Bockarie, what about your online stores? How can they find out where those are at? I know that they are on your Clubhouse profile. If you're on Clubhouse, go to his Instagram, look at his name, find him same name on Clubhouse. But if somebody's not on Clubhouse, well, how do they find out where your online stores are at?
Okay, it's Alkebulan, ALKEBULAN, life, LIFE.com. That's alkebulanlife.com. That's our e-commerce stores. And far as for myself, to make it simple for all of you, okay, I have a digital business card. It's my name, BockarieJombar.com. BOCKARIE Jombar, JOMBOR.com. And that's all of my social media outlets. That's all of my contact information as well.
Okay. And I really want to get this across to anybody who's watching this video. You're working with somebody in any capacity in business, you got to know that they care and that they're good people.
Absolutely.
So as you can tell by listening to Bockarie speak, he fits those qualifications. Life insurance, very important. Please, if you got kids, they're cheap to insure. Very cheap.
Yes.
When you get older, it's very difficult. It's more difficult and much more expensive to get life insurance.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah. So you got kids and you want to work with somebody, the right man to work with, who fears God and who cares about you and is going to put the best stuff in front of you instead of the most expensive so he can make the most money. That's not what he does.
No, not at all.
So you want to work with
not at all.
That's not what Bockarie does. He does what's right. So please, life insurance needs, call him, connect with him on this. It's extremely important for your kids. It's important for you too. I'm going to tie this into Freeway Rick Ross. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Patriot Business Finance Consultants. As we were talking earlier, Bockarie, one call, one connection makes a difference, right? Well, that's what it did for us at Patriot Business Finance Consultants. Freeway Rick Ross. We all know who he is. By the way, get that book. Follow all of Rick's social media. Freeway Boxing, Freeway Records, LLC, www.freewayrecords LLC if you're in the entertainment industry. LA Kingpins if you're in the cannabis industry. The freewaymillionairesclub.com. What we've been talking about tonight is helping people to get to where they want to be, breaking those barriers of non-belief, and then giving them the resources, the ability to get there, and the motivation and the mentorship. So Rick Ross formed the Freeway Millionaires Club. And if you don't know his story, Google. If you do know his story, then you know.
Oh, yeah.
He is, His goal
Powerful
is to,
testimony.
yeah, he's powerful. He came from nowhere. His words in his book, I read the book. He says, I did it the wrong way, but I didn't know another way. The way he did it is how he did it. He paid his price. And what his goal right now today is to empower people, to uplift communities, to give wealth, generational wealth. You want to be able to fund your children's college, your grandchild's college when you pass. Give that to your kids so they can hold on to it. And you can do that through life insurance. So let's circle back on that. But Rick is trying to empower people. I would suggest join the Freeway Millionaires Club. My role with the Freeway Millionaires Club is when you're a member of the Millionaires Club or you're a friend or a connection of Rick, they refer business to us. If you don't know Rick, and if you're not a friend or associate, and if you are not a member of the Freeway Millionaires Club, here is the email. Number one, join the Millionaires Club because you're going to get what you need. But Freeway Millionaires Club at patriotbfc.com. If you want to be connected with Rick and you need financing for your existing business or a startup business, contact us at that email. We'll set an appointment. We'll talk and we'll help you out, man. We'll take you down the path and get you what you need. What are your thoughts on Freeway Rick and what he's doing?
I have a great deal of respect for him. You know, I heard his story and I admire his body of work that he's doing right now. He is fixing the problems that he did start, you know, and he is making our world a more beautiful place than what it was before he inherited it as well. So I have a great deal of respect for what he's doing, reaching out to the youth, you know, and as we all know that our youth are the ones that's going to carry the torch, you know, and it's very important for us to get a hold of them because the truth is it's a lot of them that's out there really doing, you know, a lot of these things that's causing so much chaos in society. You know, it's our youth, you know, and I believe that once we transform their minds, you know, for the betterment of themselves and for our communities, you know, I believe then the family structure will be better, the community will be better. And because the community, as we know in the African way, the village makes up the nation. And so I believe that by the work that he's doing, it's going to make not only a better home, a better village, but it's going to make a better nation and ultimately a better world.
I love it. Yeah, it's business people doing things for social benefit. That's the ultimate combination. You've got business people who only care about money, that we know who they are, they're out there on the side. But then you've got people who, like you, I mean, I'll put myself in that category because I'm out for the good. We're a for-profit company, but we're also out to help. We don't need to profit off of a deal to help you and give you advice and direction. We'll talk to you for hours to help. Do we like doing deals? Yes. Do we like making money so I can pass it on to my kids? Yes. But we don't need to make money off of you to help you. And that's what I'm doing. That's what you're doing. That's what Rick is doing. Galen Smith, CEO of Rick Ross Enterprises, highest of quality of a man. In the last 5 months, I've become good friends with him. I respect this man greatly, and the way he speaks mirrors the way that you speak, Jakari, and it mirrors the way Rick speaks. We're for-profit companies, but we're also companies that are designed to help people, give them information, resources, and the best of resources. We're not going to throw you to the wolves with high interest. We're going to try to get what we call least expensive money first. So Rick's providing mentorship, education, coaching, connections, and resources. And I'm a resource. You're a resource with everything that you do. I mean, life insurance is a resource that everybody needs. And that's actually one of the things that Rick talks about in one of his videos. You know, credit, life insurance, because it is a part of financial information literacy, and it's just what we need. Simple.
Absolutely.
All right. You got any closing comments?
No, not at all. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, and Ricky, I'm looking forward to speaking with you one day, man. I love the body of work that you have out there. And I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you, and I'm so happy that you're taking your energy to do positive things and to make this world a better place. And Paul, I want to thank you for extending me the invitation to come on to help our world to be a better place as well. So thank you both.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say other than thank you. And like I said, when you spoke on Clubhouse, something just connected. I was like, hold on, I'm hearing what he's saying, and this is too good. I mean, this is the stuff people need to hear out there. Everybody watching,
Gratitude.
thank you. Everybody watching, you can see this video also, Roku TV, Freeway, Rick Ross TV. You can check it out there. You can check it out on Rick's other social media platforms that he may put it on. And you can definitely check it out on my Instagram. We're going to put it my YouTube. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being my friend. And thank you for giving this information freely to people. And just thanks for me. I'm going to stop right now because I could keep on going on. But I appreciate you. All right.
Likewise.
Yeah. I'll see you later. And everybody have a good evening. Thank you.
Good evening. You're welcome.